Hello everyone, welcome to Everyday Essential series of Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy, where we are going to discuss the important topics from the Hindu, Indian Express as well as other government sources, especially with respect to the prelims perspective. So today let's discuss the topics of 16th of August 2025. First, we are going to discuss about the Sudarshan Chakra mission, second about the Humayun's tomb, and third about the PM Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana, fourth about the Alaska, and finally Rwanda country mapping as part of our African continent mapping series. So starting with our first topic, that is Sudarshan Chakra mission. So while addressing the 79th Independence Day from the Red Fort, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced that Mission Sudarshan Chakra will be launched in India by 2035. So we'll see what is this Sudarshan Chakra mission or the Mission Sudarshan Chakra. So the name Sudarshan Chakra comes from the Lord Krishna's mythical device or the divine disc of Sudarshan Chakra, right? And this Sudarshan Chakra is based or like kind of a Israel's Iron Dome, which it will act as a comprehensive national security initiative. So this Sudarshan Chakra aims to protect the India's strategic as well as civilian and the religious sites from the potential enemy attacks. It will protect three, that is the strategic areas, civilian areas, and the religious sites from the potential enemy attacks. It is also a multidimensional warfare weapon that it will counter the threats across air, land, also the sea domains. It creates both the defensive as well as the offensive capabilities. So this Sudarshan Chakra will act as a shield for the Bharat, overall Bharat, which mainly aims at protecting the strategic areas, civilian and the religious sites. This Sudarshan Chakra will include many indigenous weapons or many weapons like S-400, Akash missile, Pralay missile, and everything, including the air, land, and the sea aircraft and weapons also. And what are other nations' initiatives? One is the Israel's Iron Dome initiative, right? And recently, US also launched this Golden Dome to protect its territory from like a national comprehensive security initiative only. US launched this Golden Dome, Israel's Iron Dome, and India's it is the Sudarshan Chakra mission. And it will be launched by the year 2030 for exactly 10 years from this year, 10 years. So moving to a second topic, that is the Humayun's tomb. So why we are discussing this historical site now? Because in Delhi, there was a portion of wall and roof of Dargah Masjid Patawali. This was collapsed due to the intense rainfalls, and in this collapse, 6 people have died and 5 others were injured. So, what is the relation with the Humayun storm? So, this boundary wall, this wall and this roof of this Dargah Masjid Patawali is located near the boundary wall of this 16th century Humayun's tomb. So we'll see about this Humayun's tomb. By the way, who is this Humayun? Humayun was a Mughal emperor, right? Second Mughal emperor after Babur. So now you go and look into this Humayun also. Who is this Humayun? What were the contributions of Humayun? Like that. Now let's see about this Humayun's tomb. It is also known as the Maqbara-e Humayun, which is a tomb means a burial site, right? Burial site which is located in the Nizamuddin East near the Purana Kila. Which is located in the Nizamuddin East near the Purana Kila, New Delhi, on the banks of the Yamuna River. So this tomb was built by the Begum, is also known as the Haji Begum, who was the wife of this Humayun emperor. And she started constructing this Humayun tomb in the year 1556, and this tomb was completed in the year 1572. Although the idea was that this Begha Begum, but this Humayun's tomb was designed by the Persian architect who was known as the Mirak Mirza Giyas. Mirak Mirza Giyas. And it was patronized by the Akbar Emperor. And the Humayun tomb has some specialities that it is the first garden tomb in the Indian subcontinent, first garden tomb. And it was the first structure to use red sandstone in a large scale, red sandstone along with the white marble also. And this is known as the dormitory of the Mughals. Why? Because this Humayun tomb complex houses around 150 tombs of the Mughals. So that's why it is known as the dormitory of the Mughals. So due to its architectural splendor, it was declared as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the year 1993. So here you can see some of the pictures of this Humayun tomb and here the Emperor Humayun. And he also contributed a lot for the painting also, along with knowing about this Humayun, also know about the Mughal paintings. And coming to the third topic, that is the PM Vikasit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. So why we are discussing this? The marking his 12th Independence Day address from the History Grade 4, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced this Pradhan Mantri Vikasit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. This we have discussed previously as the Employment Linked Incentive Scheme. This was renamed as this Pradhan Mantri Vikasit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. We'll see what is this scheme is all about now also. So the scheme consists of the two parts. First part A will support the first time employees and the part 2 will give support to the employers. So coming to the part A of this scheme, its target is the first time employees whoever registered with the EPFO, Employment Provident Fund Organization. And the incentives is like this. The government will provide 1 month EPF wage up to 15,000. So it will be released in the two installments, that is first installment after the 6 months and the second installment after the 12 months. And who is the eligible for availing this scheme? That is the whoever employees registered with the EPFO and having the salaries up to 1 lakh per month. It is also has a savings habit scheme also. A portion of this incentive will be kept in a savings instrument of deposit account for a fixed period so that it will accommodate the habit of savings also. And this payment is done through the direct benefit transfer using Aadhaar bridge payment system. So this is the part A concerned with the first time employees. Now moving to the part B, that is incentive for employers. So under this part B, it will encourage the generation of additional employment in all the sectors with special focus on the manufacturing sector. So who are the target? Target beneficiaries are the employers. So what is the incentive? So up to 3,000 per month will be given to the employers for 2 years for each additional employment. So if the employer will employ one employee, for one employee he will get 3,000 per month. This goes for 2 years. And here the condition is that this employee should sustain in that organization or the employment for at least 6 months. For at least 6 months. So if these conditions are met only, then only the employer will get 3,000 for 2 years. And here one more specific thing about this manufacturing sector is for the employers employed in this manufacturing sector, this incentive will be extended for up to 4 years. So for 4 years for the employees employed in this manufacturing sector, if the employer will generate a new employment and will give the employment to other person, they will get this 3,000 per month as incentive for the 4 years. And they will get their payment directly to their account, that is through their PAN linked accounts. So this is the PM Vikasit Bharat Rozgar Yojana, which is intended to benefit over 3 crore youth. And also it will benefit the manufacturing sector. And coming to the fourth topic, that is Alaska. So why we are discussing this on 15th August? There is this historic summit between United President of the USA and the President of the Russia, that is the Vladimir Putin and the Trump met in Alaska regarding the ceasefire in Russia-Ukraine war, right? So although this summit was dominated by the Putin only. There was no no agreement regarding this ceasefire. So the analysts and every media is telling that Putin has backed this Alaska summit. Now we are not going into the events of that summit, but let's see about this Alaska geographical pointing. So Alaska is known as the mainland or the great land in the Aleut world. In this Aleut language, it is known as the mainland or the Great Land, and it is a non-contiguous US state. Non-contiguous means it does not have a boundary, the joining boundary with the United States, and it is the second non-contiguous US state. What is the first one? That is the Hawaii is also non-contiguous US state, and it is the 49th state. It admitted into the United States Union on this January 3rd, 1959 as the 49th state, and it is the northwest extreme of the North America. This Alaska was initially the Russian territory, and it was bought by the USA from Russia as per this Alaska Treaty 1867, and it has its territorial boundary with Canada's Yukon Territory and the British Columbia. Coming to the maritime boundaries, Beaufort Sea and the Arctic Ocean on the north, and it has Gulf of Alaska and the Pacific Ocean on the south, Bering Sea on its west, and Chukchi Sea on its northwest. Coming to the capital of this Alaska, it is Juneau. And this Alaska, nearly one third of this Alaska lies in the Arctic Circle only. And nearly four-fifths of this Alaska is underlain by the permafrost only. Highest peak of North America, that is Mount Denali, or it is also known as the Mount McKinley, is also situated in this Alaska only. Coming to the lakes of this Alaska, Iliamna Lake and the Becharov are the two lakes of this Alaska. Rivers, that is the Yukon River, which is present in this Canada, which originates in Canada, but it will also flow into this Alaska. And its territory, that is the Tanana River. These are the two rivers of this Alaska. See, here you can see the Alaska mapping. It is the Canada's Yukon territory, and here it is the Pacific Ocean, Gulf of Alaska on its south, Bering Sea on its southwest, and Bering Sea here, again Bering Strait, Chukchi Sea on its northwest, Arctic Ocean on the north, and the Beaufort Sea on its east. And here it is British Columbia also. And here it is capital Juneau. Now moving to a final topic, that is Rwanda. So Rwanda, here you can see it is also the border country of this Burundi, which we have discussed yesterday. So coming to the Rwanda, it is a landlocked country in the East Africa, landlocked country. It lies few degrees south of the equator. Its capital is Kigali. It also lies in the Great Rift Valley along with the Burundi, and it has Lake Kivu, which separates with this DRC, Democratic Republic of the Congo. Coming to the rivers of this Rwanda, Sebia, Kuko, Ruwa, Rubio, and Ruzizi are the rivers of this Rwanda, which also forms a Congo basin also, Nile basin, Congo Nile basin. And here you can see the boundaries or the border countries. Those are the Uganda here, Tanzania, Burundi, and that is the DRC on its west. So that's all for today. Thank you.